Hello and welcome to a very special episode of First Geek 411. I'm your host, Cameron Franklin, and with me, as always, is everyone. First time in forever that we are all here, but joining from the Great White North, Shanine, how are you doing?
Doing good.
From West Coast, Best Coast, Emma, how are you?
Hey, doing good.
And then he's back from taming a moose. My best man, Chris Nicolay. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's funny you should say that. There was actually moose sightings in Helena the other week. In
See, I knew
town.
it was up.
In town. Like,
Stream, pay
not
no
on the
attention to send me
outskirts,
stuff around.
not in the gold, not up on the ridges. No, in town. Over by like Winco.
I was gonna say
Grocery
downtown,
stores.
but
No, no, not quite, but which also speaks to just how much moisture we've gotten this year. It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows mooses are a big indication of moisture. So,
They do like the wetlands, a little more than the drier areas, which Helena usually is. Also, more grizzlies. Just saying. Like all the wildlife is moving in the county.
Bears this time it's moosin'.
But we haven't seen grizzlies in like Lewis and Clark in a while. Mostly brown bears, but now we're seeing grizzlies again. I don't know what's going on. Don't ask me.
nature be crazy.
Just more animals to ride.
This week, we are catching up with everybody. Again, it's our first time back as a group. We're going to then be chatting about some news, and we're going to attempt to watch the Loki Season 2 premiere trailer. Is this going to work? I have medium confidence, but we're going to try something new. So, this better not cause issues with the YouTube VOD, is all I'm going to say. But before we get into that, as always, we are One Geek 411. You can find us on our social media or join our Discord server. You can also send us an email at 1stgeek411@gmail.com. Watch live on Twitch Monday nights at 6:45 Mountain Time and find the videos over on our YouTube. You can also check out our Redbubble store. Let's catch up. It has, again, been quite a while. Shanine, what have you been up to?
So many things. Part of the reason that I was gone so long is I was off in the UK. It was lovely. Did all the typical UK things. Um,
Stonehenge?
ate lots of pies. No, by typical I mean like regular life. Eating pies, hanging out in the pubs,
I'd say you better have spent some
having
good time in the pubs.
oh lots, lots, having a
Only
cheeky
the right thing
Nando's.
to do.
Um, we went to Bath for the first time, which was super fun. Seeing the Roman baths, having some fancy spa time. The highlight of the trip for me is that I still can't believe I really got to go like across the world to see Neil Gaiman's The Ocean at the End of the Lane on stage.
Ooh.
Amazing. Um, it was so good. So good. I read the book a few years ago. My memory of it was so, but enough that I was like, I don't know how that's going to translate to stage. And how it translates to stage is just amazingly beautiful. It was so good. Cried a few times. It was amazing.
Did Neil help with like writing the adaptation?
I don't think directly, but they definitely were like in talks with him as they were writing the script and things like that.
I was just curious. But I'm always excited to hear stuff. I feel like the me that doesn't get to go see stage performance is just like, theater. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just amazing. Also in the UK, we went to the new Spider-Verse movie, which was awesome.
Correct.
Yeah. I feel like I was expecting it to end like several times before it ended, but then it ended and I was like, wait, there has to be more. So, very excited for the next Spider-Verse. It is so good. Um, if you may recall, The Last of Us in Canada is only available on like the most expensive streaming service that we refuse to get. So we were just like gonna wait for it to come out on DVD. But then our airline to and from the UK just had it. The first 7 episodes, I think. So we binged through those. Um, didn't think I was gonna cry that much on a plane, but I did.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
love The Last of Us, but I can think of a lot of places I would rather watch it than like in a plane. So,
Yep. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, the third person in our row was watching it, but was like 3 or 4 episodes behind us. And we just kind of like glance over every so often. We're like, oh no.
oh, that's
Oh
happening.
no.
Oh no.
She doesn't know what's about to happen.
Not the weird zombie kiss.
It was more the, oh, brothers. Oh, the brothers. Um, yeah. And then we finally got the DVD like last week and we're able to finish the final 2 episodes. And I just want more Pedro Pascal. That's all I want.
Mhm. Give me Pedro Pascal transporting some kid to some place that he develops a reluctant connection with, and I'm in.
Yep.
Mhm.
Any genre, anything.
Space
I'll watch a
Western,
horror movie if I have to.
post-apocalyptic zombies. Great. I'm in.
That guy can transport a kid like no one else.
Give him his own little transporter series.
Mm-hmm.
Each episode is a different short film of him trying to get a kid someplace.
Yep,
I'm in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I'd watch it.
is the
And then we got back from our trip, and then it took me like half an hour to finish the story of Hogwarts Legacy. So it's like, oh, cool. I was way closer to the end than
Oh,
I thought
yes.
I was.
So,
And
without spoilers, what did you think of the ending?
it was good. I think I was expecting like more of a twist. And it was like not very twisty, but it was good. I enjoyed it. And I still have lots more to do in the game. So I'm okay with spending more time in that world. It's been good. And then this past weekend was just weird, dark, and crazy, basically. I decided to basically binge watch a bunch of Nightmare on Elm Street. After Halloween, this will be like my second classic horror franchise.
Because nothing says end of July like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Janine and I
Yeah.
are the same. It's
So close.
almost Halloween.
I'm like,
We're
what I'm in the
almost
mood
there.
for some spookies.
Give it to me now.
You gotta watch the scary movies when you have plenty of daylight. While you have plenty of daylight, right?
They're better in the dark, Chris.
I do prefer watching them at night. This one has done very little to spook me, though.
I mean, like even if you watch it at night, what I mean is like morning comes earlier right now.
Technically
I
true.
live in LA, Chris. My life is already terrifying if I leave after dark. Just saying. Something I don't do frequently.
But yes, I've watched the first 3 movies now. The first 2 were
Cruise?
basically just a lot of laughs. They are old and it shows.
Oh.
I have started mannequin spotting. It is hilarious.
Try cardboard cutouts next. That's my favorite.
Yeah. But yeah, the third one was like almost good, I think.
The best. I really enjoyed your like live tweeting your way through these films. Like,
And you still call them tweets?
Yes.
I don't know.
What else are they? What else would they be, Chris?
I'm not gonna call them
Posts?
X's.
What else would they be?
I mean, on the browser, I still go to
Jeeps?
twitter.com. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm just
I
saying.
will.
Until the URL changes, it's still Twitter. It doesn't matter what logo you put on it.
Yep.
Or how many annoying signs you put up on your headquarters that then have to be torn down because they violate city code.
Oh,
Right.
Elon.
At the
Classic
proper use of
Elon.
sandbags.
How I used to admire this guy. It's like, oh, he's gonna take us to Mars. No.
It's just gonna spend way too much on a social platform and ruin it.
Not that Twitter was ever really good, but dang.
He's just very good at making it worse.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Janine,
Well,
what,
also, never mind. I'm not even.
what else you got?
I've been talking about this too much.
And to round out my weekend, in totally the same vein, I also went to the Barbie movie.
Yes.
I loved it.
Correct
So
answer.
good.
Yeah.
So much Barbie nostalgia that just made me so happy. And I just felt so empowered. It was great.
It's such a good movie.
I also feel the need to buy more pink.
To cause a world shortage of pink.
Paint specifically?
I just need more pink in my life, I think.
I mean, that's a nice wall behind you. Sure would be a shame if it became Barbie pink.
Turned into bright
Definitely.
pink.
I'm sure other people in this household would love that.
They don't stream sitting in that chair. Like,
We actually are pink lovers in this house. I'll think about it.
okay.
Culture Hustle is a company that makes Black 3.0 and like the whitest white and things like that. Well, whatever. It's technically
is
not the
pink.
blackest black because like the Vanta Black is copyrighted and can only be used by one artist. So Culture Hustle kind of came back and was like, oh, we're gonna make our own and say screw you and make it accessible except to you. Literally, they say anyone could buy this except for the guy that bought. But they make the pinkest pink too. Just so you know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know how much you would need to paint a wall, but because I'm pretty sure they made it for canvases, but I don't know. Something to consider.
Emma, what do you have for us? Or
Like
what have you been up
Janine
to?
And many other people. I also went to see the Barbie movie. Not wearing
Yes.
pink because I have like 2 pink items in my closet. One of which is a leather jacket, which I'm not going to wear in 100-degree weather. And the other was a pair of running shorts that were very gross and in the laundry. So I was not wearing pink. And I also quite enjoyed it for, as I said to someone, being in an American Girl doll kid rather than a Barbie kid. I just was not into Barbies growing up. But I loved it. It was so well written. it's clear that they put a lot of thought and attention into the script, which I appreciate. And a lot of people don't do that these days. They just make something. And yeah, and I thought it was great, and highly recommend everyone to go see it. I finished Jedi Survivor. Yay.
Nice.
Gonna go back and play it again at some point after I finish all the other games I'm in the middle of. Because obviously. I also committed to Magic and pre-ordered my first deck set thing. I ordered
One of us.
Doctor Who sets, the classic Who set, and I'm very excited for it to come out, so that I can look at all the pretty cards and learn how to play more with them. And I'm just looking forward to it a whole lot. And I watched the entire second season of Good Omens, and I also absolutely loved it and am emotionally destroyed by the end of it, which is no surprise given that it's Neil Gaiman. I'm not going to say anything because Cameron is apparently only on episode 4. So
I haven't even started it yet. So.
And Shanine hasn't even started it yet.
I've seen
Shanine,
episode 1. So-
I feel like you're going to have the same big feelings that I have, knowing our shared love for Neil Gaiman. But there's
I'm
like
excited.
all the big feelings that are good and bad, and it's just like, Gaiman, I hate you and I love you for all of the things. And season 3 isn't totally confirmed, but it's sounding like Amazon is going to be picking it up, hopefully. Like, the odds are good. The odds are in our favor. On the flip side, season 3 would be the final season, according to Neil, from what I've seen, which makes sense. So, I love it and I hate it for how good it is and the place in which they left us. And to leave it generically, I think the coffee theory is incorrect. And that is where I'll leave it.
Chris, what have you been up to?
Fortunately, nothing too geeky or nerdy. I did the math, and I put like 7,000 miles on my car this month.
Maximum zoomies.
The
Yeah.
Zoomies. All of them.
Yeah, I might have to get a new car chair, or I don't know, because it's getting
Pilot
a little
seat.
warm.
You need a new
Get a race
pilot
car seat.
Yeah.
Those are even worse. Those aren't comfortable for long trips. Those are just meant to hold you in place. But yeah, so I don't know if Cameron probably mentioned last week. I was in Texas last weekend.
I did not mention. I did not want to spoil your
Oh.
surprise.
Yeah, so I straight through trip, just down to Texas, down through Houston, up through Dallas, back home. And from Thursday night to got back Sunday evening into Montana. Just put that straight. That's 3,800 miles or so. I don't know, something like that. So that's half. That was more than half of like all the miles I put in. But then last weekend I also spent time, not so much in the car though. I took my bike out, camping and everything. But geek-wise, I've been trying to watch anime this season.
Have you watched the vending machine anime?
I got reincarnated as a vending machine and I went, like, or whatever. I have not started that one yet.
Okay.
It was a little too out there for me. At
All I
least
know is like
for
Nerdpaster
what I was-
Nate's been talking about it, so like I haven't seen anything else, but he's been talking about it over in the Checkpoint Discord.
I did learn that so these weird titles like that one specifically, or is it wrong to pick up girls in a secret dungeon? The reason why their titles are so long and spot on is because they start as like webcomics, and in the platform they don't have a synopsis option.
Hmm.
So They just
They
title
make
them.
the title.
So you
They make
just
the
need to
title
describe
the-
what it is. So
They
people
make-
will click on it.
exactly.
They make the title the synopsis.
Exactly. And so that's one of them. Like all those really long. Like I got reincarnated as slime. Another. All yeah. So that's why they're so long and so just. Here's the plot of the story. But yeah, I plan on checking it out eventually. I've been kind of holding off on a few. So I haven't started the most recent season of Jujutsu Kaisen yet, or, but I'm really looking forward to it. Uh, yeah, nothing I've watched so far has particularly drawn me in yet, so which is unfortunate. But I think I'm just isekai'd out mostly, which I have been. But I understand why we love isekais because this world sucks. It's too easy to dream of another one. But yeah, so yeah, still shooting pool, lots of driving.
So for me, I participated in every Magic player's favorite hobby, which is not playing Magic, but buying Magic cards and then putting those cards into your decks. And so that was a good chunk of my weekend. I don't know if I've talked about it on here before, but this is the kind of nerd I am. Is I have a Google sheet of all of my decks and then all of the cards that I'm interested for those decks. So that way I can track like what I like. Whenever I'm looking through cards, I can add them to the list, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, what was that card that did that thing? And so I had some money actually from like my birthday last year, um, and I was like, you know what, it's time. And so I kind of just went through that list, grabbed a whole bunch of cards, a bunch of cards that like were not that expensive, which meant that I could get like the cool foil versions of them. And
Sometimes
so,
the cool foil versions are cheaper.
yeah. And yeah, I posted some pictures in the Discord of the ones I got, as well as for some of like the more exciting foils. I posted some in there.
Have you considered Architect?
I use Architect, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I couldn't post a picture of me holding them.
Oh, I mean,
via Architect.
I'm just talking about for.
Oh yes, so
Out
in my
spreadsheets.
spreadsheet of all of my decks, I have the link to the Architect for that deck.
Perfect.
Yes, as well as like a link to its EDH rec page. So like, yes, this is all part of the plan, Chris.
And you could like export and import them. That's
Yeah.
so nice.
And so yeah. And so yeah, did that. Ended up picking up a good number of cards. I had one card that was buy one get 3 free. And then I proceeded to forget about that. And then I was like, wait, did I misorder this? Because I got 4 of them. Nope, they were just clearing out their inventory of a not very good card, but is perfect for one of my decks. So that's the dream right there. So if anyone wants a copy of Orcish Spy, come to Dallas, and I've got 3 extra copies. So, other than that, been playing games. I'm back on Hogwarts Legacy. I've finished like the first set of quests in the winter. I'm on to the second part of that. I want to slap Sebastian Shaw in his face so hard. And then going through, I'm trying to get through the story. I need to finish the story, and then I'm going to double back and do side quests as needed and stuff like that. But and then still playing Final Fantasy 16 over on twitch.tv/Cameron plus Deanna. I'm about like 70% of the way through. I was not anticipating streaming this whole game, but I'm really enjoying streaming this whole game. So that's been a ton of fun. Still, again, has to stick the landing, but this is there for my favorite Final Fantasy game. And so we'll see how this lasts.
Been losing points for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you not like Torgal? Do you not like petting the dog?
I mean, it's like the best part of the game, but...
Do you like to ride your chocobo all day?
Yes.
I have my gripes.
And then...
Still good. Still great game. Just slowly losing points.
Um, and then, as Emma mentioned, I've also been watching Good Omens. We just finished episode 4. And the series has continued to do my favorite thing, which is all of the random stuff in the intro is stuff that you recognize after you have seen the show. And it's so much fun to like pick out the references of like, oh, that's the thing from the intro. They did that in season 1 as well, if I remember correctly. And so it's very fun to go through and try to like place all of this stuff. And we're going to see how much the end of the series hits me after what Emma said. But yeah, that's kind of where we are.
I really want a gym mug. He's got a mug that are angel wings as the handle, and it just says gym on it.
Mm-hmm.
I want a gym mug. That's like not a spoiler, Shanine. It's just a cute little detail.
Definitely.
And I want it. I want it so much.
Listeners, let us know what you have been up to in the chat, in the comments section, wherever it is that you are watching. Let's get into our news for this week. Chris, why don't you start us off?
So, Miyazaki's and Studio Ghibli's new film launched in Japan this month called How Do You Live? There was no marketing campaign, no nothing for this movie. And apparently had a really great weekend. I think its opening weekend brought in 13.2 million, which is huge in Japan. But yeah, but then so it will be released internationally at the Toronto Film Festival in September. I can't wait that long, but I'm super excited. It will be under a different title in stateside or at an international market. It's going to be The Boy and the Heron. And
it's a bit less accusatory.
How Do You Live?
I just read it in Kelly from The Office. I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
So there's a part of me that until I can watch this movie, I want to watch it like they intended it. So they did no marketing, no trailers. All they did was release this poster of like, and it's like a hand-drawn picture, like piece of the process, and that's it. So you go into this movie knowing nothing about it, and that's how I want to watch it. And yeah, it's supposedly going to be Miyazaki's last film again, which is what we said literally 10 years ago with The Wind Rises. And then he did go into retirement and then came out of retirement for this. And who knows? I think he's got one more in him. I don't know. He's old. But I cannot wait. I even consider... Toronto Film Festival tickets go on sale for the public next month, but it's like 2 weeks of planning if I can get one then before the festival happens.
I mean, you drove to Texas, just drive to Toronto.
That's a little farther, I think, actually. It's this way instead of this way. I don't know.
Space is a mystery to me.
I want to, and I think I could swing it. It's just to plan that trip, be like, oh, I managed to get a Toronto Film Festival ticket. Now I have to get to Toronto in 2 weeks. Flying isn't going to be really much of an option. It's going to be way too expensive that short notice, and
it's expensive anyway.
That's true. But like, if I had more time to plan, I might be able to make it. I could drive,
it is a
I guess.
30-hour drive, including a ferry. So you would get to go on a boat.
From me?
Yeah, from Helena to Toronto.
So it is farther because from here to you, it's 24 hours, 23-ish hours. So it's an extra 8-hour day there. Essentially, and I have to take a ferry. I could take a ferry. There's no problem.
Fairies are cool.
Oh, it's
You
just
also
another
have to cross a border. And thank you, Google, for
Yeah.
letting us know that your destination is in a different time zone.
Shocker.
Good job, Google Maps,
Yep.
keeping us in the
Hilarious.
know.
So yeah, but I am stoked. I wish I could say more about what this movie's about, but it's obviously good because I also just love the idea of this like no marketing thing because they're just like, hey, has Miyazaki's name on it? People are gonna
Be
love
good.
it. It's probably best if they don't know what it's about first, which I also feel like is just gonna emotionally wreck me when I watch it.
In chat, Chunk says you can do it, and you are legally obligated to believe in the chunk that believes in you. So that means
Garrett.
Okay, I'll start saving. I mean, so how many miles did it say?
I just looked at hours. I already closed
Oh.
it. I want to say it was 1,800.
1,800. It's not too bad. That's gonna be about a $400 in gas, I think, round trip. Yeah.
While Chris does the math, Emma, what do you have for us?
Something simple. Not simple, but Paul Reubens, who is better known as Pee Wee Herman, the well-known comedian actor bit, has passed away. I think it was cancer, if I'm thinking of the right actor. Yeah, cancer. Well-known icon, especially back in the 80s and 90s, kind of like how Mr. Bean was for like 90s and 2000s kids, but for a slightly older generation. Yeah, passed away, and just figured that was something to mention and take note of as a well-loved comedian has passed. So yeah, that's all I've got. Something simple, but to contribute.
And I want to call out here too, from what we're seeing here. It looks like no one really knew that he had cancer, or at least
Yeah.
not like it was not generally known. And so, just as a constant reminder, be kind to others. You don't know what they're going through. And so,
Yep.
obviously, we see stuff, have reminders there of what happened to Chadwick, where no one really knew what he was going through. But okay, let's try this. We are going to go and take a look at the Loki Season 2 trailer. Watch this. The whole group should see audio together. And so we should all be able to watch at the same time. This is our first time trying something like this. This may catastrophically fail. YouTube, if you are watching this, hopefully it all worked out. So let's take a look, and then we're going to chat some about Loki.
Hobie? Hello? We have a little bit of a situation we wanted to run by you.
Tobias! Wow! Great to see you again!
I'm sure it's fine.
That's what's been happening.
Wow! Time slipping.
Wait, times you know that?
Yeah,
You've seen that?
yeah.
Can you fix that?
No. It's impossible to time slip in the TVA.
I know, but we just saw it happen.
Yeah.
I've been pulled through time between the past and the present. Hello? If what I saw is true, there's nothing that stands between this world and utter destruction.
Only one way to find out. Little good old-fashioned legwork. Listen, we have different styles. You're a man of action, which is fine. I take a more slow, deliberate, cerebral approach.
It's really goodbye.
It's up to us leave this place.
Is this cracked?
Yes, babe.
Whatever we do, we're playing God.
We are gods. But how do you choose who lives and who dies? Make the hard choice. It's him.
You better run!
War is on its way.
Come on, you're the god of mischief.
Always have been. Always will be.
A little over the top, don't you think?
I thought it was spot on.
Okay, what did y'all think of the Loki season 2 trailer?
Very exciting, I say, as someone who's very neutral on the aspect. I
haven't
think
seen anything Marvel in the last year, so
yeah, I am so behind on Marvel that like it's amazing that I've seen any Marvel stuff recently. Like, if at all. I haven't finished most of the recent TV shows that have come out. Haven't seen Guardians 3. Haven't seen any of the movies that have come out recently. But if anything, I think Loki season 2 I will watch pretty close to release because it's Loki, the character. I am neutral on the aspect of the season 2 coming out. I don't know if I love it, and I don't know if I hate it.
Shanine, you are Loki season 1 super fan. What do you think of season 2?
Okay. As we know, Cameron is telling lies. I wanted to love Loki season 1, and I feel like I did for the first episode or two, and then it just disappointed me greatly. So my expectations are already fairly low because of season 1, and also because of just Marvel in general lately. It has been a while since I have loved something that Marvel has put out. We just finished Secret Invasion, and it just felt like a mess of storytelling. It was not enjoyable for us. So I'm just very skeptical about Marvel. I'm obviously still gonna watch Loki because I love
I'm
Loki.
obvious.
Obviously. I love Loki. I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. And I have hopes. I want to like the Loki series. So I've been a Loki fangirl from the beginning. You know, I am excited for the Victorian, Edwardian, historical Loki. That'll be fun for me, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't even have a Disney subscription currently, so.
So for me,
I'll get it when I need it.
I really liked season 1 of Loki. And I overall liked the more silly side of it. It's definitely like the MCU like vibe that I like, of like it's semi-serious, just kidding, it's Loki jokes. And I'm very excited that we're getting a return to this. I'm probably, of the Disney Plus series, even though I wouldn't say that this is my favorite, this is probably the one I'm most interested in them doing a season 2 for. And so I'm definitely like pretty interested in what that's gonna be. Very interested to see how they're gonna like continue the story in a new way, how they're going to make it hopefully learn from the criticisms of the first one, and then hopefully like continue that through. I'm kind of interested also with Loki season 1 kind of being our first introduction to what Phase 4 was supposed to be about? Question mark.
Huge question mark.
Yeah, now that
I
we're
don't think
in,
they have a plan anymore.
yeah, now that we're in like multiverse saga, I'm definitely kind of curious to see how Loki can play with those themes, how it can play with those kind of the tropes that we've gotten to already see play out in movies or some of the other movies, and see how they're going to actually like handle that and bring that through. Is that gonna like revolutionize things? I mean, we'll see. We'll have in relatively quick succession have Loki season 2, The Marvels, and Echo. I think all of those are going to be about the same time. And so we do kind of know that there's been a lot of criticism leveled at Phase 4 and early Phase 5 of the MCU of like quantity over quality. And having all three of those hit at about the same time definitely continues to play into that worry.
They're almost starting to fall into the DC trap. Almost.
Yeah. We'll see. I also hold that most of the worst MCU is better than most of the best DC, but
yeah.
DCEU. But that's a conversation for another time.
No.
And yeah, I'm very curious to what this is gonna like shake out as. I did look this up, and we put Loki season 1 as a B in our MCU tier list. And so just kind of I was just curious to where it landed, but
I feel like Cameron vetoed that up.
I mean, this seems possible. People can go watch it on YouTube and find out what happened. But yeah, so I'm definitely curious. And kind of to what Shanine said, like, I'm very excited for this, but after Secret Invasion, there's just like, here we are, of a show that had an awesome premise and doesn't land the majority of it. I'm definitely in that worry for Loki season 2. But I don't know. We will see. For those of you that have seen season 1, is there anything specific that you're hoping that this one will do better and or different from that first one?
I mean, kind of like what you said earlier. I just hope they take the criticisms and not do them again, because we've seen in the past that Marvel can do well with what it puts out. Like, it can do the material justice to some extent. So yeah. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt.
So Shanine, any specific thoughts there?
I think my biggest issue was that I just didn't care about anything in season 1. So I don't know, better connection with the characters, I guess, and what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Also make me understand why Sylvie exists. Not in like a scientific, but like, why are you here?
You don't even go here.
It
Yeah.
doesn't even go here.
Yeah, there's without trying to get into like spoilers for other things, I feel like the other like multiverse slated projects have landed a lot more questions on Sylvie that I'm curious if these will address. But we'll see. Like, I'm definitely curious if they're going to, at least within their own like metaphysics, address some things that I don't know necessarily how in place they were for Loki season 1. So
Yeah, I'm fine with the metaphysics. I don't care. It's magic and magic-y science, and sure, whatever. I'll suspend my belief. I just
Her
don't
purpose within
like
the story.
her. Why does she exist?
How is her presence going to further the storyline?
Yes. Essentially.
See, I can speak Shanine language when I want to.
Listeners, watchers, let us know. Are you excited for Loki season 2? What do you think of it? What do you hope they would do better, different? What are your expectations going into it? What's your hype level? That is going to bring us through our episode for this week. As a reminder, August 31st, our next book club, Heir to the Empire, the first in the original Thrawn trilogy. Kind of lining that up with the premiere of Ahsoka that will have happened like the week before. And so go be reading, audiobooking, whatever it is that you're going to be doing. And join us on August 31st as we hopefully learn about one of the next big bads in the Star Wars canon. Or not Star Wars canon, but like, the Mandoverse. So, and then as always, you can find us on our social media as OneGeek411. You can join our Discord server if you want to chat between shows. Shoot us an email at onestgeek411@gmail.com. Check out our Redbubble. Watch live on Twitch Monday nights at 6:45 Mountain Time. And then you can also be part of the post-show chats, and you can find the video on our YouTube. Then you can find us at our personal social media. Mine is Humar Whittle, and I'm now on Threads. Got that done, finally.
I am not prepared with an I, and I am also on Threads.
I'm the Hoot and Howl on Twitter. For now, we'll see. And Hoot and Howl Tales, TALES on Instagram.
And I'm not so foreign, also on Threads, because could let someone else get it.
And it's been a great week.
Read a book.
I don't even remember what my sign off was once upon a time.
Drink water.
I love you.